Hello, this video will show you exactly how to do today's work. We're going to start studying the solar system, so we're going to collect information about all of the pieces, the parts of our solar system, starting with the sun, which is the center of our solar system. We're going to include all the planets, and we're also going to add Pluto for good measure, even though that's generally considered a dwarf planet. So all we're doing today is collecting two things, a screenshot and some information about 10 things, the 10 parts of the solar system that we're going to be concerned with. This is pretty simple, definitely doable in one class period. The starting slide on your template says the solar system, and it's got pretty identical looking boxes. All of these say paste a screenshot of the sun, Mercury, Earth, Venus. We're going to paste screenshots in here. So that's the first slide. Now each subsequent slide is the different bodies. We've got the sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, which I label as a dwarf planet. So here's how we do this work. Let's do Mars because it's fun. So this example will show you exactly how to do Mars. This example is how you do every single planet. So check this out. What we're going to do, we're not going to Google anything at all. The only resource we're going to use is Solar System Scope, which loads up on the Chromebook. It might take a few seconds, but it'll work. So on Solar System Scope, let's get this view to the solar system. And you might have your view like this. You just click on the planet that you're going to work on. We're going to show the example of Mars. So I'll double click Mars, and it's going to zoom me in. And the first thing I want to do is get a screenshot. So I can get a screenshot just like this. I can zoom out a bit if I want to get kind of a more wider angled screenshot. However I like to do it, I can maybe include the poles. That's kind of a nice view right there. Now this is very important. The screenshot has got to be pretty much a square image, and it only needs to have the actual planet, or in this case of the sun, the sun. Nothing else. Don't make it a long rectangle. Don't include words or any of those things at all. It's just got to have the planet or whatever body you are taking a screenshot of. So in this case, it's Mars. So I'm going to turn on my little screenshot. I'm going to position my marker so that I get essentially a pretty close in square view. So close in and relatively square. So I'm going to copy that there. I'm going to go back here, and in this box, I'm going to paste it. Now, of course, it's too big. So I'm going to resize this, and I want this to look nice. So what I suggest you do is position it so that it's right in the box, but instead of dragging this to be the same size of the box, just delete the box. Just highlight the box and hit backspace. That way it looks really nice. So now I have Mars here. I also have Mars. It's still saved. I just hit Control V to put it there. So before I do anything else, I'm going to go back up here, and I'm going to add Mars here as well. I may as well use the same screenshot. It's probably a good idea. So again, I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to kind of put them right in the center here, and then I'm just going to delete the back there. So now I just have Mars right here. Now, it's also really important that all of these look pretty similar to each other. So it's a good idea to size your squares, your screenshots, roughly the same size. So I've got my screenshot here, and I've got my screenshot here. Now I just have to collect this information. That again, don't Google it, don't look it up on the internet. That's going to be in Solar System Scope. And you're normally going to start with this view. On the right side of every planet view, it'll have the little Explorer button. This is Mars Explorer because I'm looking at Mars. I click this, it opens up the sidebar. So I want to click on Encyclopedia. And when I do that, I have a bunch of information. So the equatorial diameter, that would be if I'm at the equator and I go all the way through to the other side, like a line through the planet. That's how big this is, 4,221 miles. So I come over here for diameter, and I go 4,221. Okay, then I get to the mass. And the mass is 6.4 times 10 to the 23 kilograms. So I go 6.4 x 10 23 kg. And this is important. 1023, this is supposed to be 10 to the 23rd. Here's what you have to do. You highlight this little right here. We're going to make this what's called a superscript. So I highlight the 23, then I go up here to Format, Text, and I carefully go over to Superscript. And when I do that, it makes it look like that. exactly like I want it to be. And I'm also going to make this a little bit smaller here. There we go. I'll make it 25. So now there we go. So that's perfect. Then now I've got my rotation. My rotation is right here, 1.03 days. So this is comparing to Earth days. So 1.03 days. So basically it rotates a little bit slower than the Earth. It rotates spinning around on its axis is what that is. Then I get the orbit. The orbit is 1.88 years. So this is a lot longer than an Earth year, 1.88 years. Here we go. And then the gravity, right here, 3.7 meters per second squared. So I go 3.7 ms. And then I'm going to put the 2. I'm going to make this a superscript also. So I grab that and I go format text superscript. There we go. So this is my data about Mars. Now, I'm going to compare this to the other planets, but right now, all I'm doing is collecting this data. It's really, really important that we collect the accurate data so we can understand how this works. Let me show you a little trick though. Instead of doing that superscript every time, what I suggest you do is just copying each mass that you get and just paste it in like that, and then just change the numbers. That way you can leave this or change this how you need to, but you don't have to do the superscript thing every single time if you do it that way. And the same thing for right here, this second squared. Everything's going to be in meters per second squared, so it's a good idea to just copy it and then change the numbers. So that's all we're doing today. This is definitely doable in one class period. Have fun exploring the solar system and good luck.